We're talking apples today on Pots and Trowels, and that's brought to you with the support of Cobra Garden and King Seeds. Oh, just look at this for a whopper. This is the Bramley apple, and in my opinion the Bramley seedling is the best cooking apple in the world. And this is the tree we inherited when we came here 3 years ago. We've done a lot of pruning to it. It's a big old tree. I think it's at least 100 years old. It's got a huge trunk on it and was really tall and thick, so we've thinned it out and we've got a good crop on it this year. But quite a few have been falling prematurely, and this is happening all over the UK as a result of the hot, dry weather we've had this summer. Now, if they fall early, and normally the Bramley apple, we wouldn't harvest it until probably late September, October, but they've been falling for the last several weeks. Now, if they're okay like this one, they just fall off when it's a bit windy and stressed because of the hot. There's no reason you can't eat those. It might be a bit sour, but it's a cooking apple. Bit of sugar in it in your apple pie will be fine. But if you get them falling like this one, and this one has obviously had a grub in there because there's a hole, and then what's happening is we're getting what's known as brown rot developing, and that will eventually rot the whole of the apple. And if this is still attached on the tree and it's next to a healthy apple, it will transmit it from one apple to the other. So anything like that, we need to throw it away. You could eat a little bit if you want, but there's loads on the tree anyway, so that goes in the bin, not the compost heap, otherwise the spores will spread. And if you get any on the tree, and I've spotted one actually just up there that's developing brown rot, then I'm going to get the ladder and pick it off just to stop the spores spreading. So good hygiene will help prevent the spread of disease. But we're actually going to talk about the cordons now, so I'm going to pop across there and just show you what we can be doing with them. These are the cordon apples and pears. It's a mixed row that we planted to divide the veg garden from the rest of the garden. And a cordon is essentially a straight stem. Sometimes they're planted at 45 degrees, known as an oblique cordon. Otherwise, you can do them as a vertical cordon. And the idea is that we let them grow straight up, and then side branches that grow out are pruned back in late summer to create a column effect. And we do that on an annual basis to create these what we call fruiting spurs, and it's on those that we get the blossom in the spring and the fruit then at this time of the year. You can see we've pruned this one back and it's already created these short fruiting spurs for next year. And the time we would normally do this late summer prune is sort of mid-August until mid-September, so still time to do it. And you can see that we've got the fruit. Now, these are only young trees, so we're not expecting a lot of fruit on them yet. Next year, when they're a bit more established, we'll get more. But the idea is that they will create a lovely screen, and eventually I'm going to let them almost grow into each other this way, but keep them narrow the other way to form almost a fruit hedge. And this is one that I've left that I haven't pruned to show you. And this is a variety, an eating apple called Red Love, probably introduced 15 years ago, something like that. It's an eating apple, but it's still quite a sour apple even when it's ripe, and it's not normally ready till sort of late September into October, and it's got lovely pink flesh in the middle. So you can see we've got all this new growth here. This is where the blossom was. We've got the fruits on there. So what we need to do, it's really simple. There's no exact rule to this, but we're essentially going to remove most of this new growth by cutting back and leaving at least a couple of leaves. So we're just going to cut those off, cut that one there just above a bud like that. So it's simple. So what happens is on these short little spurs that we've created, we'll get fruit buds developing there over winter, and this is where the blossom will be and the fruit next year. So it's a really simple job to do. Just go round with your secateurs, doing a little bit of pruning, shortening these long growths like this one. So we can just snip them off, snip that one off there. Okay, and just work our way all the way round until we've tidied it up and created that lovely column shape that we're after. So there we go, we've now got that column of growth. It neatens it up, it doesn't blow around as much in the wind as well, and it creates that lovely shape that we're looking for. Now, this is a late apple, but the one next to it is one of my favourites, and that one is Katie, which is an eating apple. As you can see, a lovely shaped and lovely coloured apple. It's a really tough one. This is a great one if you live in the north of England. I think it was bred and introduced from Sweden many years ago under the name of Katia. It's grown commercially but makes a good garden tree, and because it comes from Sweden, it's a bit more suitable for cooler conditions. Grows anywhere, having said that. Now, these are normally ready in the first week of September, but again, because it's been really dry and hot, everything is a few weeks early. And a good sign that the fruit is ready when you start to get apples that fall off, and these I've picked off from the border there. They've dropped off these lower parts of the plant, so that's a good indication they're ready. So I'm going to test these, and the way to harvest your apples and try them is to hold them, give them a twist. If they come off the tree easily, then they're ready to pick. So it's just simply a case of get hold of it like that and just a little twist, and that comes away so easily. So these are now perfect for picking. If we leave them on any longer, they're just going to fall off and the birds will get them. So we might as well enjoy them for ourselves. Any on the floor, I often leave for the birds to have a peck at as well. So we can get those off. Now, there's quite a few here. This is just off this young apple tree like this. They will keep for about a month if you keep them cold. It's not a long storing apple, Katie isn't. So you've got to eat them within about a month. But if you did want to keep them for a little bit longer, you could put them in the salad drawer in your fridge, which is nice and cool, or you could put them in a polythene bag, suck the air out of it, put those in the fridge, and they'll last even longer. But this is a delicious one to eat straight off the tree. Thank you for watching Pots and Trowels, and remember, all the videos that we've done in the past, and of course our podcasts, you can find on YouTube, where you can subscribe for free. We'll be back again in the garden next week taking lavender cuttings, but before that I've got to test these apples. See you then, bye.